want to swear, you know? Okay, yeah, okay, they're pointing at me. I guess I'm ready. So anyway, hi everybody. This is Vickie from Green Sewing and Vacuum, and it is March 24th of How Vickie Does It. Don't have a lot to show you tonight, but we do have some fun stuff. I think you can see right behind me this awesome quilt that the fabric I used was the pineapple fabric that Marybeth designed for us. And so I used a pattern that, little one sheet pattern that I had designed a number of years ago. And that's the pattern that I used, wrote it up, rewrote it, updated it. And so now it's available in the kit, and it's called Nonpariels. A lot of people have me explain that. What are nonpareils? Some of you may know, some of you may not know. But you know those little snow-capped candies that you used to be able to get at the movie theaters? Those little dark chocolate candies that had little white candy bits on top of them. Well, nonpareils used to be in about the size of a quarter, kind of flat, and they were dark chocolate, and they had the little white candy bits on top of them, and they were called nonpareils. So this quilt behind me, you've got the 12-inch squares that are your big focus prints, something like that. I've also kitted this to go with the calendar girls from She Who Sews. And then there are fat eighths that are used for the candy bits, the little candy bits in it. And so I really like this fabric. I thought it would show real fun, summery. So that's why I did this. And Ashley, I gave her a project one day. Ashley, who works here, I said, here, take this fabric, pull 14 fabrics together for me. And so then she and I had a lesson on coloring, so that to kind of show her a couple things she didn't like that I chose. And so I just told her why, and then I had her pick some more. And so this is what she ended up with. And I just got the binding on it this weekend, and I thought it turned out really pretty cool. So the kit includes everything for the top plus the binding. Of course, you have to have your backing, and it measures out. Carrie, you've got a copy behind you. What's the approximate size? Oh, you can talk. It's okay. Good luck. Okay.
60 by 76.
So 60 by 76. So, you know, a nice size throw. Just really fun, nice summery colors. And so you might want to pop in and see this. Marybeth likes it. I don't know why, you know, since she designed the fabric, I don't know why she would like it, but you know, she likes it. So anyway, you might want to pop in and see that. I just thought it turned out kind of cool. And then Marybeth brought in, she just got these in. We are getting some more of her vinyls. This is the most recent one that she brought in today. And this one is called Purple Rain. And it's that beautiful premium grade vinyl that I've been telling you about. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. I just love it. And she reminded me, I forgot everything that we'd ordered from her, but she said it's also coming in canvas.
I think so.
She thinks.
I think it's canvas.
I can't remember either. But anyway, just really beautiful, beautiful fabrics. I actually have some turquoise vinyl at home that I'm thinking I'm going to put with this, because if you look at that, there's that. Look at that gorgeous turquoise in there. And I just think that would really be pretty with it. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to make, but it will come to me. So we do have that. And then I'm going to turn around, because I don't usually make things for myself. If I make something, it generally ends up hanging here in the shop. So I decided, I had this design at home, Sir Ives the Owl from Desiree's Designs. It's an embroidery design, and it's from the Steampunk Halloween embroidery designs from Desiree's Designs. It says Halloween. I don't really think he looks very Halloween. I'm going to turn around, because I embroidered him on the back of my vest. You'll see here too. This one I can get up close here. There's kind of a gear that I've got right here, and they're getting the cameras ready so I can turn around and you guys can see the back of our friendly little owl. But isn't he cool? I just love him. He's got his pocket watch here, and I love the clock, and then the fun feathers. And then I don't know if you can really see it, but he's got some oh, I don't know what the joints would be, but just got some really cool metal things on there. And he is entirely stitched. There's no applique on him. He's all stitched out. And then I took two of the gears and I overlapped the smaller one. This is the same gear that's on, this is hard to do backwards. This is the same gear that's on the front. And then I just overlapped this little one over the top of it for a little accent. But I just think it turned out so cool. So honestly, you guys are not going to see this in the shop unless I'm wearing it, because if I bring it to the shop, it will never make it to my closet. Therefore, I will never wear it. So at least this way, with it being in my closet, I will wear it. And I think he turned out pretty cool. So we do have that design coming back in. They also, in the same one, and I'm sorry I couldn't find my hardcover for the CD to show it to you, and we have more coming in, so I don't have a hard copy to show you, but there's also a really cool steampunk cat in this same one. But there's a really cool of the designs available. There's owls that come in a couple different sizes, and there's 2 or 3 different gears and just kind of some fun stuff. Oh, a separate individual pocket watch. I actually wanted to try and put the pocket watch on the front of the vest, but I really didn't have room to get it spaced right. A little concerned on that one, so I didn't bother to do it. But I thought that turned out kind of fun. So then tonight, I'm going to show on the, in IQ, I kind of kept sitting around going, what can I do for Easter? I mean, hey, you guys that know me know there are no kids in my life. So therefore, no grandkids. Therefore, what am I going to do for Easter? You know, I could go out and hide my eggs, but, you know, I'd forget where they were. And then later when I'm out in the yard, it could be ugly. But anyway, I decided to go into IQ Designer and just kind of see what things were, or not in IQ, but in the embroidery designs in the Solaris that I have at home, and see what there was. And they have some really fun. There was a bunny and about, I think about 4 different eggs. And so I took one of the eggs that has a floral design on it, and I did it up. I stitched it on top of the glitter vinyl from Kimberbell, or the glitter sheet vinyl, glitter, whatever. Can't remember the name of it now. Glitter sheets. Okay. And so I just stitched it on top of that. You can kind of see there's some flowers in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the machine and show you how I made this an applique. I'm not going to stitch this out because I've already stitched it out, but I will go over the process of what I did, because I also put in, I've got my satin stitch in there, put the bean stitch, the triple stitch on top of that satin stitch, and then put a candle wick around the outside. So I'll show you the process on how to get that done up. That doesn't really show in the camera very well, does it?
It's way too shiny.
Yeah, it's really, boy. I'm trying to get the light to, it's not going to work. Oh, well. It was worth it. Can you?
Throw a shadow.
Oh, there you go.
A little bit.
Did
That makes it much better. The shadow helps.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah, there you go. I can see the pattern.
little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll try and get better at that if I decide to show more glitter stuff later on. So, okay, so, alrighty. We're gonna wake up the machine. Come on, wake up. It doesn't want to wake up. Okay, so we go into the embroidery area of the machine. We're gonna go into the exclusives. And then the holidays. I've got the holidays right here. Scroll down, and we're getting there. Gotta get through holiday. Okay, so see, here's the little bunny, and then there's 5 eggs in here. I chose this egg right here because I liked the flowers that were on it. So I just bring up number 39 and set. So the first thing that I wanted to do is I needed to get a placement line for my embroidery. So I went into edit and went into the little flower where I can make the shape. So I kept it at the exact distance of the egg. I didn't need it to go outside any further. So I just left it right where it was, hit memory, and it's telling me that it's going to put it in the IQ stamped pattern list. And I said, okay. So that's what I needed. That's all I needed for that one. And I've already made a mistake. Luckily, I caught myself. I actually sized this thing, and I went into where, so before I did the shape, I should have done this. I go into where it's going to recalculate the stitches for me because I want to make it, so it's going to, it just says, take you back to the same size. So I'm going to just make this. I made my top measurement at 5 inches. So it went to 5.01 by 3.88. So I wanted the egg to be that size because I wanted a decent size egg in the middle of the pillow because that's a 12-inch pillow form that I used. So I said, okay, I go back to that flower because I need to get the outline to do my placement stitch for that, and memory. And it says, recall that design from the stamp pattern, and I say, okay. All right, so I've got my egg here. This is the size that I want it to be. I could put this egg in memory, but with what I did on this one, I didn't really have to do that. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go into, excuse me, sorry about that. Go back, go to add. I'm going to go to IQ. I'm going to go into the stamps and the shapes. And here's the flower. That's where it is. See, that's the small one that I did first. So I don't want that one. I want this one right here. So I'm going to bring this up and say, okay. So that's going to be my placement line. So I'm just going to go to next. Next. Come on. Oh, I have to, oh gosh, I'm not awake. It's hot in here, so I'm having trouble thinking. I've got to make this a double run, change the color, because you can see, because I didn't implement any stitching to it, it wouldn't go to next because it was saying, no, this is a no-sew. You can't do that. You haven't told me what you want me to do. So that's why I had to go back into line properties. And so now I'm going to the bucket, tap it, my egg turned red. So now it knows it's supposed to be a double run. So now when I hit next, it's going to move. I'm going to change my stitch length to 1.04. Just happens to be one that I like. Say okay and set. And it wants to convert it. Yes, we can do that. So now when you look at this screen, right here, if I were to stitch this out, it wants to stitch the egg first with the design, and then it would stitch the placement. Well, I don't want to do that. But the beauty of one of the things that the Solaris can do that the other machines cannot do is if you go into edit, this little icon right down here, you can change the order within which these are going to stitch. So I'm going to tap this, and I can take my placement is highlighted. I want to move it back one. So I'm going to tap here and see how it changes. So now my placement is going to be sewn first, and then I'm using this egg right here as my tack down. After this stitches, and I'm not done yet, but after this stitches, when I start stitching them out, I will then place the glitter vinyl on top of this and then stitch this. This will become my tack down because it has an outline all the way around it. So it will hold it down for me. I don't have to repeat this as a tack down because this will be a tack down for me. So I say, okay. So now I want to, so I've got my placement, I've got my tack down. Now I want to add my zigzag to it. So I'm going to go into Add, go to IQ, go into the shapes, go back to that flower because I want that same egg. I want it the exact same size. So I take this egg, I say, okay, I'm going to make it a zigzag stitch. Remember to change your color so that you know that it's happened. Take the bucket, tap, it changed it to green. I'm going to take it to next. And right now I'm in inches. I want to know for my zigzag stitch, I need to know millimeters. So I'm going to just change my setting from inches to millimeters. Say, okay. So I want to change the width. Right now I've got a 2 millimeter width on my zigzag. So I'm going to increase that to 5. Say, okay. The density is at 100%. I want to take that as dense as I can get it, which is 110, and okay. And then I've got that set and hit set and okay. So now I've got my zigzag on there. So now I want to add that little decorative bean stitch that I had. So I go back to Add, go back to IQ, go back to Shapes, go to the flower, pick up my egg, okay, go to my line properties, bean stitch, change my color, okay, bucket, tap, and then hit next. I'm not going to make any changes to the stitch length on this. I liked the way it was, so I hit set and okay. Now, on the egg, I have a candle wick stitch that I have put around it. If I bring up that same egg that I had before, it's going to take that candle wick stitch and put it right on top of that zigzag. I didn't want it on top. I wanted it next to it. I wanted it to go around it. So what I did at this point is I went into Edit, and I'm going to take the shape of this again, because now with that zigzag stitch on there, it has made my egg bigger. So it's just slightly bigger, but it is bigger. So I want to take that new egg shape, hit my memory. It's telling me where it is, which I know where it is. Go to Add, IQ, the pocket. Oh, darn, sorry. I went the wrong way. And back into my shapes. There I was. And my flower. See, now I've got, that was the egg that was my mistake. That was the too small egg. This was my first egg, the egg that I had done for the size. Now this is the new egg, which is slightly bigger than this one. So I'm going to take this egg, say okay, go to my line properties, candle wick, color, okay. Bucket, tap it. My egg is pink, so I know it's gotten there. I say next. And I want to make my candle wicks bigger. Right now they're 4 millimeter, and I think I did 5 or 5.5. I don't remember. My notes are at home. And okay. I could spread them out if I want to, but I kind of like them as close as they are. So I just said set and okay. So now when you look at this, you've got your placement, your tack down, there's my zigzag, there's my bean stitch, and there's my candle wick stitch. So I would just embroider this out. One of the advantages to using the Kimberbell glitter vinyl. So this stuff, there are different vinyls out there, but the Kimberbell vinyl, the plastic coating comes off. I say that, and of course, it wants to stick. So the coating comes off and it makes the vinyl very, very pliable. So you're going to stitch this. Before you get here, you'll put your glitter vinyl over the egg, and it was about 5 by 6, I recall, I think is what I cut it to go over my egg. I put that down so that this stitched down to hold it. Then when I stitched, I did not trim this. You don't need to trim the Kimberbell glitter vinyl if you are doing a satin stitch. Once you do the satin stitch, so you've got your placement, your print is your tack down, and then your zigzag. Once that zigzag is finished, this glitter vinyl will just peel right off and the egg shape will be right there. So then you can go in and stitch your candle, or you stitch your bean stitch and your candlewick stitch. But you have to remember to peel this off of this, or it will not. This will not peel if you don't remove this plastic covering. So anyway, I hope you like my little Easter egg. It was fun. It was easy. And just something real fun to do. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was kind of a little quick one tonight. I haven't done anything in IQ for a little while. So I hope everybody tries it. Bring it in. Show me what you've done. So anyway, any questions, or do I just say sayonara to the groups? Okay, nothing. All right, you guys don't love me. Okay, anyway, I hope everybody has an awesome weekend, and I will see you, I guess, in a couple of weeks. So thanks, everybody. Good night.